Spinning reels are also called fixed spool reels. That's because the spool on this fishing reel doesn't rotate. Instead, a device around the spool does the spinning, which winds the fishing line. The advantage of using a non-spinning spool is there's no backlash of the line. A spinning reel provides a unique twist on fishing. Unlike other reels, the spool doesn't rotate. Instead, a pivoting U-shaped wire called a bail spins around the spool to wrap the line. Making a spinning reel starts with a cylindrical chunk of aluminum. Computerized cutters carve the cylinder into the rotor that spins the bail around the reel's spool. The transformation is complete. The cutter sculpts side arms onto the rotor to hold the bail, carving a hole for the spool shaft. Then, a protective finish is applied to the rotor, and the bail is attached. Next, a craftsman heats a cylindrical piece of steel in a furnace until it's hot and flexible. Then it's transferred over to a press that flattens the cylinder. The worker inserts the hot steel puck into a mold. The top half descends and forces the steel into the crevices. Tools cut teeth into the part, completing the transformation into a gear. Next, the gear housing is formed using aluminum alloy. To trim the excess material from around the edges, designers use a die cutter. It punches out the part, which then slides down a chute into a bin. At another station, a laser etches the company name and the product number into the part. The gear system is now ready to be assembled. The technician brushes oil on a transmission gear, installs it in the gear housing, and screws it in place. Next, a part called a slider is placed on top of the gear. The ends of the slider are attached to the spinning reel body using thick pins. The slider moves the spool up and down as the bail spins the line. Oil is applied onto the neck of the gear body, and a helical pinion is inserted into the gear. Next, the technician installs a roller element on the extended part of the pinion gear. A retaining ring is positioned between the bearing and the gear body. Then, a wider steel ring is placed onto the outside of the neck. An outer metal sleeve holds the part together. The threaded end of the pinion gear is set on top. Next, the rotor is attached on the end of the pinion gear and secured with a nut. This connects the rotor to the gear. The rotor is tested to confirm that it's operating smoothly. Another operator places the main gear in the gear body so that the lower teeth engage with the other gears. The operator slides a metal washer on the gear shaft and links a main axle shaft to the slider. The operator screws the end of the shaft to the slider and inserts thick pins into the gear housing. They'll prevent the main gear from turning in the wrong direction. The spinning reel gear system is now complete. Next, an operator attaches a side plate to the gear body. This encases the spinning reel's gear system. The threaded fitting will enable the gears to be linked to a handle. The reel spool has a drag system inside, so the line will slip instead of breaking when pulled by a powerful fish. A drag adjustment knob is screwed to the end of the spool. Then, the technician fastens the handle to the fitting in the gear body and checks to confirm it operates smoothly. An automated testing system turns the handle while water flows over the gear body. This exposes any leaks that could compromise the internal gear system. Finally, this spinning reel is ready for action.